over and over, over and over.
Alrighty, so I'm here today at this very unique Airbnb known as the Redhill Boat. So it's a World War II era rescue boat which was then used in the 50s to transport the Queen and Prince Philip around Sydney Harbour. Then it was used as a drug trafficking boat apparently. So as you turn up through the gates, they automatically open for you, and you follow through down the path, and there you are presented with MV Action, it's known as. You pull in down the driveway, they've built like a little dock down the side, and you walk up there, walk up the stairs and enter through the back of the boat. And once you've walked through those doors, this is the first room you're presented with, the one I'm sitting in now. And it's got a nice kitchen, sink, microwave, you've got a fridge over here, a table, really everything you need to enjoy your stay here. The attention to detail is probably the most impressive part of this entire thing. When you arrive, there's a small book here that tells you all about the boat, and I've read through it a few times because it's absolutely incredible. Reading about the history and also the process they took to get it to the stage it's at now. So yeah, once you've entered the kitchen here, you follow through to a bathroom area. They've done a great job. It was actually quite impressive. The shower's sunk into the old engine room, and then next to that there's a toilet, a little vanity, a heated towel rack. So obviously you've got the vintage and the classic fittings, but you've also got the modern luxuries of instant hot water, heated towel rail. From the engine room there, you go up into a little seating area. From there you walk down into the sleeping area, which is at the front of the boat. There's no lack of attention that's been brought into that room. They've got the porthole windows. From what I've read, they actually had to source, they didn't actually come with the boat. Bed linen was, 1940s World War II era style, including the pillows and everything like that. It was, absolutely amazing. Leaving the bed area, you go back through the saloon, as they call it, or the seating area, and you head up into the wheelhouse. Every single knob, every single switch and dial up there actually does something. So if you do stay here, definitely make use of that. From the wheelhouse, it opens up onto the Queen's Deck. The reason it's called the Queen's Deck is because in 1954, on the Queen and Prince Philip's visit to Sydney Harbour, this boat was actually used to, chauffeur them around the harbour. And that's basically it for the internals. It's, they've got everything covered. It's actually quite spacious inside. I was quite surprised at how large it is. But yeah, in terms of the interior, they've done an absolutely immaculate job of restoring it while also making it comfortable. So I'm sure the comfort that you arrive to here is much greater than the comfort they would have had back in the Second World War when this boat was deployed around Darwin and New Guinea. Alrighty, now that we've done the tour, I'm going to give you a bit of a history of the boat while giving you some overlays of the beautiful fittings and furnishings throughout the boat. So in 1942, MV Action was built in Brisbane. Now this boat was one of only 12 manufactured. It had a twin Rolls-Royce Merlin engine which gave it a speed of 55 knots. During the Second World War, it was operated by the Royal Australian Air Force up in Papua New Guinea and Darwin, doing search and rescue missions up that way. In 1954, Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip had a tour which included Australia, and MV Action was commissioned as her courtesy boat around Sydney Harbour. So that's another very interesting history of it. Obviously, this boat is jam-packed with history, so it's a very, very, very interesting place to stay. After being operated by the RAF, it was bought by a Victorian Yacht Squadron and then in the 60s it allegedly was used in a drug run. Following that, it was used to search for the Karamba, I believe it's pronounced Karamba wreck, which was sunk in 1937, taking 17 lives. It looks like from 1990 to 2010, the boat was partially restored, and then following 2010, there's a bit of a grey area. They don't really know what happened to the boat itself until 2016, when the current owners, found it in a scrapyard. It was missing all its windows, all its fittings, anything metal basically was gone, obviously for scrap, and it was just a ply timber shell. And then in the actual book, when you arrive, they've got photos of the renovation. It took them a while, it took them 5 years. I'm sure a lot of that time was spent searching online for the many fittings and furnishings that they've got throughout. Like the porthole windows, the fact that they've got them all matching is just insane. I don't know how you'd even find those. And then yeah, that brings us to 2022. It was only a month and a half ago, I believe, that they actually put it up online to be a short-term rental. So I'm very lucky to be, I think, the 4th or 5th person to book it. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed that quick overview of the Redhill Boat. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out the Airbnb listing if you want to go ahead and book that one. Yeah, at the time I booked it, it was an amazing price, amazing value. It's also a really beautiful area. I'm not into wine, but there's wineries throughout. I'm more into the history of the boat, which is why I booked it here. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that quick overview of this Airbnb. Thanks for watching.